welcome back to my channel. Good morning, vlogsters. Hi vlogsters. I need this coffee. Caramel macchiato. It's the bomb diggity. So good. So good. Okay. Good morning. First, let me apologize to you for my chemo brain, my cancer brain, whatever it is. I was going through my videos this morning because yesterday I didn't vlog because yesterday I was so busy, and then when I got home I was exhausted. Like, my sister kept looking over at me and being like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm just so tired." Like, my eyes were, I got my shots in my eyes yesterday and I was so drained and my eyes hurt, and it was just, it was making me exhausted. Do you remember how I've told you guys before that I wear sunglasses all year when I'm driving because if I have to squint for a long time, it makes me sleepy? Well, that's kind of like what happened yesterday too. Like, the addition to the getting up early, in addition to all that other stuff that I went through and all the walking and the riding and all the things, the keeping my eyes closed, we were driving home to avoid the pressure of the sun. And while you're dilated, it was just like making me more sleepy. And then of course they are so irritated and you know, just uncomfortable and the whole thing. So I really wasn't feeling very great yesterday. I had a few stomach issues that actually caused us to push our eye appointment back a little bit. Thank God they were able to accommodate me, which I was so grateful for, because I tried so long to get this appointment. I really didn't want to cancel it. Plus it was in Lebanon, so which, even though that's a way lot closer than Columbia is to my house, it's not super close to my house. Sorry, I have an itch. It's about 60 miles, just a little under an hour to get there. Oh, they hurt. 54 miles to be exact. I am doing the lubricating eye drops, but for some reason, this particular brand, I mean, it's the Equate brand. I don't know. It's not the brand. I'm sorry. This particular type. The other ones that had expired in February, my sister said, just don't risk putting them in your eyes. Are the like 2 times lubricating, moisturizing. These are just like regular moisturizing. I need to go get some better ones. So we did have intentions of just sleeping all day, but we might need a few things for dinner and eye drops and I can't think of what else. I feel like we were supposed to go running around for something. I think we got everything yesterday that we needed, but yesterday, this was the funniest. So I think I might have mentioned it before, but if I haven't, I'm sorry. If I have, I'm sorry. If I haven't, here it is. When I had the port place put in, you know, the doctor followed up with my sister and said I was a ray of sunshine. No, I was a breath of fresh air. And everything went really well and just as expected and stuff like that. And then when I was in the recovery, the nurse called my sister, and my sister kept asking questions, and then I could hear the nurse getting frustrated because it seemed like the nurse had things that she had to tell my sister, but my sister kept jumping in with questions. And instead of the nurse just saying like, if I could just tell you this, and if if you have any further questions at the end, just let me know. So, nobody told us that there was a follow-up. So I have a, basically when you go to, most of my doctors are in one conglomeration. They're under one umbrella of medicine. So all of their like stuff is interconnected. So when I went to my next appointment after my port placement, which was just the next day, the eye doctor, or it might have been 2 days later when I went to the primary care physician. They give you like a paper at the end of the appointment that tells you basically what instructions they might have, what changes they made to your medication, what your stats were for that day. And what's on there, it says what's next. And what's next, this shows you your follow-up appointments. Not everybody who goes to this facility uses the app that helps you keep track of all that stuff, but I am diligent on the app. But it was just 2 days since my port placement, and I wasn't on the app for anything because I knew my appointment dates. I usually just like, after I'm done with what I know, then I can go to like what's next. And it says there's a follow-up on November 3rd for the port placement at 8:30 in the morning, which is the time the surgery was. Now, Lebanon is, like I mentioned, is like 54 miles away. It's about an hour, about a little less than an hour for drive. So to be there by 8:30, we have to leave here at 7:30, which means we have to get up pretty early. So I said to my sister, I was like, did they tell you that there's a follow-up? And she's like, no. And I was like, they didn't tell me either. Like, I didn't know at all that there was a follow-up. That's so weird. It's not like them. Da, da, da. So, okay. So I get the thing, do you confirm your appointment? I'm like, okay, confirm my appointment, because obviously I have to have a follow-up. Then when I found out that I was going to have the eye doctor, who was like 2 buildings away from where the port doctor office is, I said, oh, I'll go ahead and I'll make my eye shots on the same day so we could just like hang out in Lebanon. And it's Lebanon if you're not from the area. If you're just hang out in Lebanon or do whatever we can do. So they made my appointment for 11:30 to get my eye shots. So I figured 8:30, that's plenty of time, even if I'm there for like an hour, which I'm sure I won't be, maybe 2. Julie's like, well, they might do a sonogram to make sure it's in right. I was like, they might just access it to make sure I've got good blood flow. And we really didn't know what the follow-up entailed. So we were just saying like 11:30 should be good, because it'll give us enough time that even if we had to run and get coffee, we still have time to run and get coffee if we wanted, or breakfast or whatever. So eye doctor called a couple of days later and asked if we could push the appointment back to 12:45. And I said, that's fine. We're just, now we can go sit down and have something to eat, or explore the Lebanon is on historic Route 66, and I think they call themselves the heart of Route 66 because they actually have a lot of like nostalgic area of their I guess the trip. They were kind of a big stop on Route 66 for a long time, and a lot of places that have like since gone the way of the dodo. But they seem to like have just embraced their history and stuff, so it's really cool. If you ever get a chance to go, it's a nice place to visit. There actually was a special on PBS. Missouri Magazine did a special on PBS. They have like a nationwide famous chick hatchery and these famous bakeries and I think it's like a hotel diner situation. It's really cool if you ever got the opportunity. But anyway, so I was like, oh, we can just explore this, downtown area. So we get to the appointment. We're both totally drained. She got in so, like, she had the shortest red eye. She left Las Vegas at 2:30 her time, which was 1:30 her time, which was 3:30 here, and landed at 6 o'clock. So basically she had 2.5 hour flight and not even enough time to take a nap by the time she got settled and everything. So of course she was up all night till it was time to go on the plane. So she's up till 1:30 Vegas time, which she's normally a night owl, but then she gets to sleep in. She couldn't sleep in. She had to come drive from Rolla. I felt so bad. Okay, my fan just fell and scared the crap out of me. Sorry. I felt so bad because I really wanted to be able to like drive her and pick her up, and that would have been like the ideal scenario. This way she could have rested. But she drove herself and drove herself back. And she was like, I'm so tired. She goes, my whole life I always said, how do people fall asleep when they're driving? And she's like, and now I realized how they could, because she's like, I'm not tired. So she came in and she slept. I mean, we visited obviously, and she slept, and then she woke up a couple hours later and we hung out for a little bit to just catch up a little bit more, and then she went back to sleep. And then I woke her up for dinner. It's funny because she's like, 5 more minutes, Mom. And then I said to her, if you could try to stay awake from dinner, then I was like, you might have a better chance of like sleeping through the night. But you know, our family being on Vegas time, you know, to get to be able to speak to everybody before they go to bed, sometimes you're later here. She always jokes about me and Jim being grandma and grandpa because we're in bed by 7:30, 8 o'clock. Well, we're definitely in bed by 8 o'clock, let's put it that way. So, she was still just exhausted. She hadn't caught up from the sleep. But we both got up, high knees dragging, raced around, get the coffee, get the water. Like, we just didn't plan properly. We didn't know what we're about to tell you. We flew to Lebanon. And then I look at the app to get the actual address. And I was like, it says please be there by 8:15, but it's 8:30 already, so. Or 8:27. So we finally find it. We get in there, get up there. The nurse is like, Jeri-Ann, did I come in? Sit down. She does my weight. My weight's good. She does my vitals. My vitals are good. So Julie asked, does she know what the doctor will do procedure-wise? And she's like, actually, we don't normally have these follow-ups. I said, what now? And she said, yeah, this is unusual. She's like, the only thing I can think of is, I said, well, I didn't request it. I said, it was just there. It was just scheduled. I was kind of surprised nobody mentioned it. And she said, well, actually what probably happened was we've had, because of COVID, they've had nurses floating. And she said, we probably had a nurse from the surgical floor who they always have just a standard 2-week follow-up after a surgery. I said, okay. She said, the doctor will be in a few minutes. And I'm thinking, why? If we don't have to be here. So he came in and he said the same thing. He said, I don't know why. I thought maybe you requested it. I was like, no. I definitely wouldn't have requested it at 8:30 in the morning. And then I said to my sister, I'm really sorry. Because when they pushed back my eye shots, I was thinking, oh, I should call the surgeon to see if he can push back that appointment. But I figured since it was so early in the morning, he probably had like a really tight schedule. I really never thought that it was about the same time as my surgery. So I was like, okay. Yeah, because my surgery was at 8 o'clock. So I was like, yeah, okay. So he's like, yeah, how's it looking? How's it feeling? I was like, yeah, good. And I had questions, and I can really feel like very, very, I don't know, you guys, oh, you should see. I should show you like update. I forgot. I realized I haven't updated in a while. It's a little bit of a bruise, just a tiny bit of a bruise left, but I can really feel every detail. Like, not that my skin is thin, but I can feel knob, and I can feel the divot, and I can feel the heart shape, and I can feel the lead. It's so weird to me. So I'm still playing with it because it's like foreign in my chest, and it's like, I don't know. I did find out that if Jimmy leans on it with his head, that hurts. I guess if it's something heavy pressing on it, then it kind of like pinches the skin between it and the heavy object. So I just said to the left, to the right, up or down, just like not directly on it with your forehead. So we found that out yesterday. He was like, snuggling with me. So we were both, as you can imagine, very frustrated. But the good thing was the appointment was over very quickly because they didn't have to do any of these procedures. And now I don't have the eye doctor until 12:45. So she does not have a winter coat, and the winter coat that she has in Las Vegas is definitely not a Missouri winter coat. And she's like, the whole time that I've been here, everybody just said like, oh, we're gonna have the worst winter we've had. I'm like, yeah, that figures, Julie, you brought the worst winter. But we shopped online the night before to look for something, and we found the things that she wanted in a coat, and then this one that they had, it wasn't available in any of the stores in Kohl's, and she found out when she went to Kohl's that they don't carry that in the store at all. That's only online. I figures that's why we couldn't find it in any stores by us. I wouldn't care if it wasn't in the store, if they would ship it to the store for free. But when you have to add shipping to it, then it becomes like not as cheap as it would be, or as inexpensive as it would be, because it was, coats aren't inexpensive. And she has like, the wool or the tweed sort of irritates her skin. Some of the Sherpas, like Sherpa linings, they can irritate her skin. So she's got very sensitive skin. She wanted a fur hood. She wanted a removable hood. She wanted it to be certain length to cover her bootay. And the one that she ended up finding was super nice. So she decided to go in store. She's like, I really want to try them on. I really need to try them on. So she went into, between appointments, we ran to Springfield. Springfield is, well, let's see. The western exit of Rolla is 184. The hospital is at 130. And Springfield is at exit 82. So it's 100 miles from Rolla, but only 40 miles from Lebanon, or 50 miles from Lebanon. So we get there, it's like super quick. It's like 35 minutes to drive to Springfield. And the difference was, okay, so Dunkin Donuts in Springfield, there used to be one right on Sunshine Street, or I feel like, and it was, I think it's now a Starbucks, because it actually showed up on the map as a Dunkin Donuts, and then it wasn't there. And then the Dunkin Donuts we ended up finding from the Dunkin Donuts app was the other side of Springfield. So we ended up shopping in the other side of Springfield and getting gas on the other side of Springfield. And then we went to the Kohl's, which was over there, which worked out really well because Kohl's was by there. And we ended up getting breakfast at Denny's by there. But she had a little trouble at Kohl's. Kohl's has like Kohl Pay, where I had all of this Kohl's cash. I do have like a little Kohl's haul to show you guys. I'm just waiting to get the last two items at the pickup, because the pickup, two of them had to come from a different store. So Jimmy hopefully will get them today, because that's the big holdout for that sharing that haul on the main channel. But I ended up getting like $30 Kohl's cash. Kohl's gives you $5 when you pick it up. If you do like pick it up in the store, as opposed to having it shipped or shopping, they give you $5 Kohl's cash each time. So I had $30 in Kohl's cash just from this order. So was it 30? It was 30. I was gonna say it was 30 or 40, because then she had a $15 gift card. So I said to her, whatever's left, just use the Kohl's Pay. It's connected to my card, and it should just come off my credit card. And, you know, I wanted to be, I don't have cash to give her, and we haven't found a way for her to get paid yet. If I had received Medicare because of disability, then we could ask Medicare to pay the person to stay and take care of you. There are other programs we're looking into, but for right now, I don't really have any way of getting her any money. And she lays out a lot of money to come here, so I'm trying really hard to try to help in any way that I can. So I was like, the least I could do is buy you a coat. You know, she gave the $15 gift card, so $15 up was hers. So I was like, use the Kohl Pay. It should come off on the credit card. I'll get the points and the whole bit. So and I couldn't go in the store with her, obviously. So she took the phone in the store, and she comes running out to get my face, like running out. She was on the register. She comes running out to like scan it needs your face. I was like, it needs my face, because the way that Apple has designed it since the pandemic is, if it scans your face and it doesn't recognize it right away, you can put in your PIN code, because people have to wear masks and they won't recognize their face. So I was like, I gave you my PIN code or whatever. And she's like, yeah, it's not working. And I was like, it's not working. That's so weird. So she gives my face. She runs back inside. She goes, of course, I ran back inside, and we couldn't, her and the cashier couldn't figure it out, because the cashier was training. They're training all their holiday staff. So the manager comes over, and the manager helps with the Kohl's Pay. And he figures out how to put the passcode in. She's like, that figures, because I ran out there like I was in high school. So funny. And she runs back in, and it's like taking a really long time. And the clock is ticking, and we need to head back to Lebanon soon. And we had just enough time to eat, except my stomach went south for the winter. Now, was it because I hadn't eaten yet? Possibly. Was it because I just was drinking coffee? Possibly. Was it medication? It was the first day where I didn't take my chemo. Possibly. Like, all of these things are possibilities. I don't know why, but my stomach just went south for the winter. And we ended up running late. And I called the office and I said, sorry, we're running. Actually, there was people around me. So I said, sorry, we had car trouble and we're going to be running a little late. She's like, well, we give you a 15-minute grace period. So if you're here before 1, you'll be okay. I was like, oh, that's fine. So Julie went and got the breakfast, and I'm sitting there and I'm making her sandwich. Basically, we got if you go to Denny's, they have a Fit Slam, which is basically egg whites with spinach and grape tomatoes, like a scramble. You can get an English muffin, but we got gluten-free English muffins, and it comes with like a fruit cup, and like they call it seasonal fresh fruit, which is berries, grapes, apples. It's really good. So she's like, make me a sandwich. I was like, okay. So I make her a sandwich on the English muffin. I was like, hold on a second. She's like, give it to me. I'm like, hold on a second. I was gonna wrap it in a napkin because who knew? Well, it started dripping all over her. But the good news was she had on 3 pairs of pants because she didn't have any winter clothes yet. They're getting shipped here from Las Vegas. So she had on 3 pairs of pants. So she was able to just like take off the top layer and have clean pants underneath. It was really funny, but not. So after that, I had to stop again and go to the bathroom. It was not a pretty sight. And I ended up calling the doctor's office back, and now I was private and I can actually tell her what was happening. I said, I'm having stomach issues because I'm sorry I didn't tell you that before. I was in a public place and I didn't want everybody to know. But I'm having like stomach issues, like, chemotherapy, whatever. And I'm taking the Zofran, and hopefully that'll help. And she's like, oh, no problem. She's like, I said, do you have anything else today? We can just come later. And she's like, how about 2:30? And I was like, that's amazing. That'll give us enough time. It'll give the medication time to kick in. I can get something to drink and just really like, whoosah. And then we were on the road, and we ended up stopping at Redmond's in Phillipsburg because they have the most amazing, they're famous for their clean bathrooms, but they have the most amazing bathroom. I don't know if I told you guys about this place before, but they have the world's largest gift shop. That's what they call it. I didn't look at the records. I haven't checked everywhere. But they're sort of like, they sell fudge, like homemade fudge and chocolate covered things, and, like flavored popcorns and that kind of thing. Then they have the bins of candy by the pound. Like one whole side is just taffy and the other whole side is just like all mixed candies that you can mix and match. And they have like novelty candies that you just probably haven't seen in a very long time, possibly. And then they have like prepackaged, bulk candy that you can get. I got what feels like a pound of sugar-free chocolate covered bridge mix, and every time I go to the Amish country, that's what I get. And Julie was like, that's a lot of money. I was like, it's not really for this sugar-free bridge mix. It's quite expensive normally when you buy it. Like Russell Stover's makes it or made it. I don't even know. I haven't seen it in a long time. The thing is, they can't guarantee the sugar content because it has chocolate covered raisins in it. And because it's a mix, they can't guarantee how many raisins you're going to get per bag. It's not like they take the bag and they drop like 4 chocolate covered raisins, 8 chocolate covered peanuts, 1 chocolate covered Brazil nut. It doesn't work that way. Not Brazil nut, pecan. It doesn't work that way. They mix it all together and they pour it in the bag. So this bag may have X number of carbs compared to this bag because there's more raisins in here than there is in here. So I don't know if that's why they stopped carrying it or if they carried it and they just don't carry it here anymore. Either way, I love it. What I like to do is I like to add it to my nut jar so I can get like regular nuts and then some chocolate covered nuts every once in a while. That being said, come back together. Focus. So, that's what they had there. She pushed me around in my walker, which is what I was told I needed to do, at least for another week or so, because then I'll have my surgery, and after physical therapy, we'll see how that goes. But let's see what my restrictions are. Hopefully, knock wood, not much. So I'm really looking forward to just being able to do stuff. I'll still need her, because who knows when I'll have good days, bad days. But if she needs to go home too, that's another thing, you know. But I'm sure I'm gonna need her. But okay, I'm everywhere. Sorry. So Redmond's is this candy shop, and the bathroom in the candy shop used to be so cute, but like you'd walk in and there's this, like you walk in this way and then there was this long bathroom, and now I've turned the corner, now the bathroom is all straight ahead of me, right? So just to the right is like a little double sink. It looked like it was decorated in the 80s, like you could tell like by the Formica or whatever. Then next to it is a bathroom that's going like this way, so you sit on the toilet and you face the sink. And then in the back is a bathroom going this way, and you sit on the commode and you face the left wall. And the whole left wall is like blank, except they have this really cute black and white tile, and they put like up a fake window curtain, so it looked like there was a window up there with a little black and white check curtain on it, and little flower boxes and little shelves. They'd really tried to like really cute it up. It was really cute. So I want to say Mom and I hadn't been there or I said Mom and I because it's ladies' room, but we hadn't been to Redmond's in a couple of trips. A couple of trips we left Springfield later, and the last trip last year, like, was it last year during the pandemic that we went? I know we went for Mother's Day this year, but that's when we discovered the renovations. So maybe it was last year. I can't remember when we went, but I hadn't been there in a while. And every time we would go to Springfield or something, it would be late and we wouldn't have to stop, and we just wanted to get home. We didn't need candy because we got candy at some place, whatever. So we go on Mother's Day this year, like when I hurt my leg, we go and I walk into the bathroom, and I go to turn the corner into the bathroom, and now it's like a hallway and it's all tiled and marbly, and I'm like, what? And then I make a left, so the hallway, the old bathroom has now become the hallway. That's just how big it is. You make a left into the most magnificent bathroom. It has 2 giant crystal chandeliers and like 12 stalls. Their tiles are beautiful. They've got this metal tile accent and 5 sinks on each side and changing tables and the handicap stalls, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, it looks like a dance floor. It no longer looks like this teeny tiny bathroom. It was just miraculous, I guess. And we were like flabbergasted. So I told Julia, I said, I have to go to the bathroom. Why don't we go to Redmond's? I think it like two more miles. I think I can make it 2 more miles. So why don't we go to Redmond's? And actually, to be honest with you, I thought it was 4 more miles. I kept thinking it was exit 114, but it's exit 118. So she's like, I was thinking like 6 more miles and I could make it, but it was only 2 more miles. And so we stopped again to go to the bathroom, and I finally was like finished. Went to the bathroom then, and I was done with my stomach issues, thank God. And like I said, she pushed me around. It was a lot of fun. We found treats for the kids and treats for us, and they have a reduced sugar and a no sugar added fudge that they make. Maple walnut, so good. If you like fudge and you don't necessarily always have to have chocolate, Redmond's is the place to go. They had new ones yesterday. They had carrot cake and strawberry cheesecake. They weren't no sugar added though. They weren't even reduced sugar. They were like full on fudge. So I was like, ugh. And they have those great cinnamon glazed nuts. I love those. They don't love me back though. Let's see. So we had a really nice time. We forgot to buy water while we were there, which we needed, and we forgot to buy. She was going to get coffee. We were leaving, and the lady was carrying coffee out, and she's like, "Is that coffee?" I was like, "You can go back. Let me get in the car and then go back in." She's like, She's like, no, we have to go. And so I was like, okay. So we started heading. We went on to the appointment, and we found a good place to park where I can get in the car without the stool when I'm done. But then the door on this side wasn't automatic. The door on that side had the ramp, but she couldn't park there to park me up the ramp because she would have to push me uphill, and that's like asking a lot. It was just, so it was kind of like a little comedy of errors for us. When we were leaving, she kept pushing the button with her foot, and everybody was like, just, she makes me laugh so much. It's been like the joyous I've been, I guess, since she was here last time, since my birthday last year. It's just, she makes me laugh, and she's pushing me in the thing, and she throws her leg up and she kicks the button, and it made everybody in the whole place like giggle. Like, that's the way to do it, you know? And even some lady tried to help, and she's like, no, I got it. And she pushed the button with her foot. So when we're leaving, she pushes the button with her foot. She takes me down the ramp, and then she takes me through the parking lot, and she's like, I said, well, now I have to get up the steps. She's like, ah, crap. She's like, I didn't think about that. And I was like, it's all right. I was like, I can go up the step. I said, I have to get into my house, so I do have to go up and down a step. It's just along one step. It's a curb. I go up curbs sometimes. You know, there's not always a ramp by where we can park. That's another thing too. So I put the walker up and I step up and get in the car. I said, at least I don't have to climb into the car. That's, you know, that's the step that usually I get into the car. Now I saved myself. So she's like, all right. And then we went to leave, and it was time to take my afternoon dose of medication. We had nothing to drink. So we had finally, I told you guys we went to Dunkin Donuts. We finally found the Dunkin Donuts. It was like a million miles away from everything. And I was like, I am so confused. When I just looked on the map, Dunkin Donuts was right by Sam's Club. So when I looked at my Apple map, Dunkin Donuts was right by Sam's Club. Then I got the actual address. Oh, actually, then I turned the GPS off. And we were driving down. I was like I said, it was on Sunshine, just on the other side. I said that Sam's Club was on the left of Sunshine, of the left of 65 on Sunshine, and Dunkin Donuts was in the right. So I was like, we made a right, and I was like, I turned the GPS off, and I was like, oh, it's weird, I don't see this. Let me put it in the GPS to see how far it is. So I put it in the GPS, and they're like, make a left, make a right, make a left, make a right. I'm like, where the hell are we going? And I was like, I went into the Dunkin Donuts app, and it was the only Dunkin Donuts in Springfield. And I was like, what is happening? Like, why is it so far away? I'm so confused. So then there was a Sam's Club right by the Dunkin Donuts. It just was on the other side of Springfield. So when we went to leave to go back to Lebanon, we ended up being like way further away than it took us to get there. So it took us like 35 minutes to get to Springfield because, you know, Leadfoot Louise. It took us like 55 minutes to get back because we were like 20 minutes deep into Springfield. It was kind of crazy. So, so she had gotten Dunkin Donuts. I was telling her that I always loved the blueberry coffee, but I've recently fallen in love with their toasted almond. They have some sugar-free syrup, like not syrups, but add-ins, like sugar-free coffees, flavors. Oh, couldn't think of the word flavors, Jer. They have vanilla, they have toasted almond, they have blueberry, they have raspberry, and I think something else. I feel like one more thing. Could be mocha, but I'm not sure. But I've been like recently in love with the toasted almond. So I was like telling her about it, and I was like, you gotta try it. It's good. Because I know she likes toasted almond too. So I got my toasted almond iced coffee. She's like, how are you drinking iced coffee? It's 37 degrees out. I'm like, I'm naturally insulated. I don't know what to tell you. I'm thinking, how are you drinking hot coffee? I said, because hot coffee goes right through me, and then I'll be back in the ladies' room again. So she bought an extra cup because she's like, I bought a second cup to take home to make iced coffee tomorrow, like a treat. Or later or whatever. I was like, oh, that's cool. So we left the doctor's appointment to go take my medication. I didn't have anything to drink. I was like, oh, we forgot to get water. So I had my cup with the ice with just like a little bit of ice left. So she said, took some of her good coffee that she had for later, and she gave a splash. I'm like, that's a lot. I don't need that much. She's like, just take it. I said, okay. So she put it in the back. You know, she covered it and put it in the back. And I took my medicine, and we hit the road, and we were thinking we were going to stop again, and we never did. We didn't stop for water. We didn't stop for coffee. And she's like, what are we going to do about dinner? Because now it's late. We told the family it was fend for yourself. So Jimmy got sushi. Mom had to go out anyway, so she got herself something. Plus she got like, she loves the bacon quiche from Slice of Pie. So she went and got a quiche, and she divides it up and has it for like different meals. So, we get to the house. I asked Jim to come out because now Jim is parked in Mom's spot so we can pull in. And then Mom said she'd park on the street, but she wasn't back yet. So I said, Jim, can you grab your keys and come out? Because Mom won't have to park on the street if you can come out. So we did a whole little switcheroony. And as Jim's pulling out, then Mom's coming in. And it was kind of great timing, but weird timing at the same time. So Julie's got her hands full of stuff. She gives me my walker. I'm trying to get out of the car. Mom's waiting for me at the end of the driveway to pull in. I was like, you can pull in. She's like, I'll give you room. Well, then I ended up taking the room. She's like, see, I told you need the room. I was like, well, you were offering it to me, so I took it. I could have squeezed by, but I'm grateful. Thank you. So as this is all happening, my poor sister dropped her coffee all over the hallway. Now, she was more upset about making a mess in the hallway. And I was like, oh my gosh, you just carried that coffee from Timbuktu to, Jesus, Egypt, and then you spill it. I feel so bad. I was like, so bad. I felt so bad. Dunkin Donuts, they're building one really close, but it's not open yet. And I check like every day. Because it's really going to be close. It's like going to be 9 minutes away. 13 minutes away. 9 miles away, 13 minutes. I guess it would depend on which way you went because timing-wise it makes difference. So I felt really bad and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. She's like, I'm sorry I made a mess. I was like, please, nobody here cares. We don't have anything that's like priceless, precious in the mudroom, Who has priceless, precious stuff in their mudroom anyway? So she's like, I'm going to wash the rugs. I was like, I don't care. It's a doormat. That's what you're supposed to. It gets dirty. You wipe your feet on it. What's the big deal? So I just felt bad that we had just gotten dinner and she, sorry, there's stuff in my eyes. They hurt so bad. I'm trying to just pretend they don't. The pressure in the back of the eyeballs is just immense. And it's pressure like when you roll your eyes. Sorry. I will see improvement. It's just not instant. So yesterday my eyes were dilated. Yesterday my eyes were dilated, so you couldn't see anything for a while. And today I'll have as the medicine leaves, the betadine and the lidocaine, as that starts to leave my eyes. Also the numbing drops, as it starts to leave my eyes with the new tears, cleans out, then it'll start to, my vision will even improve, usually after the first dose. That's what happened last year anyway. So, and by the way, the doctor was so amazing. I mean, the doctor last year was really fun. I told you guys, he had all the dad jokes. He was like, now tell your husband, no housekeeping for 40 years. No bending over, no housekeeping for 40 years. I was like, oh, you have to write that down on a prescription. But doctor yesterday was really fun too, because Julie was like, as soon as you're getting ready to give her the shots, I'm out of here. And he's like, oh, you didn't hear about the special bonus edition? We have the extra treatment that we have. And he's like, yeah, it's free follow-up or a free companion dose. And she's like, that's not even funny. Then she told me later, she's like, if that doctor tries to come at me with a needle, I'll kick him right in the groin. And I was like, oh my God. She cracks me up. Oh my gosh, she made me laugh so hard. We had such a fun time. I had a fun time yesterday. I hope she did too. Other than finding the Dunkin Donuts 6,000 miles away from where we were. And hoping we don't run out of gas in the meantime. So, what's happening right now is as like the lidocaine and betadine, they start to go out. Sometimes they create a film, and then when you blink, the film covers over, and that's what just had happened. But the more I blink, the more it hurts the back of my eyeball. So forgive me. Now, I'm going to pretend that I remembered where there was in the story. Oh, I did remember. We went to, she's like, I feel like I want chili from Wendy's. Chili from Wendy's is one of those foods that are like, it's gluten-free. She gets it with onions. It's got some protein. It's got beans. It's got good fiber and stuff. So it's one of those foods that she will eat at fast food restaurants. She'll do like grilled chickens and stuff too, but for the most part, that's like her go-to. So I was like, oh, that sounds great. I could go for a taco salad. She was like, let's get chili and we'll go home and make cauliflower rice and have it on cauliflower rice. I was like, that sounds good. And then I was like starting to have like hot flashes and get the sweats, and I was running hot and cold yesterday, and I was like, maybe I'll just get a taco salad because I think I need like the cold. Well, I do have the Miracle mouthwash, but I only was able to do the morning dose yesterday because you're supposed to do it before each meal, and I didn't have it with me because you can, in the car, like you can, but where are you gonna spit it, type of thing. So by the way, it is a Miracle, but I'm like, am I gonna bite my tongue off? Because I didn't mention this before, because you totally can't feel your tongue and your face when you're doing it. The food doesn't irritate it, but at least you can get the food down. So I told you when we got home yesterday, I just was so tired and my eyes hurt so bad. And I go to eat the taco salad and I put the salsa on it. And I don't know why I wasn't thinking. I really don't. But my mouth was so irritated. It was so hot. The chili felt so hot and spicy to my mouth. And the salsa is medium, but I don't normally have a problem with it. It's not that spicy. But of course, with my mouth being as irritated it was, the combination of the extra tomatoes, the tomato sauce, and the spiciness of the medium salsa sauce made my mouth very irritated. So I really couldn't eat it. So I just said, can you save that for me today? She's like, you think they'll be good? I was like, I don't care, I'll eat it. I like when the lettuce is a little softer too, because that was another thing. The salad was so fresh. The romaine, like the ribs of the romaine was like too crunchy from my mouth. It was like hurting. So I was like, I think it'll be perfect tomorrow, to be honest with you. So she put it in the refrigerator for today. Hopefully it'll work. And I'll be able to do my mouth rinse before. So I also asked her to take out some of her chicken soup because that also is really good on my mouth, the chicken soup. So she made some really good chicken soup before she left, and it was really a blessing to have it while she was gone, because it really did do wonders. She's funny because she's like, stop rubbing your tongue on it. And I'm like, well, I feel like I can't. It's like when you have a sore and you just want to, like, you know, ow, it hurts. That's what it feels like. But so then I ended up just having a piece of turkey rolled up, and she's like, let me give you the turkey. I have turkey roll-ups. And I was like, I had a turkey. Well, I said, give me the turkey roll-ups. Jimmy got me a different turkey, which, not that I mind at all. I like all kinds of turkey. But if you guys know that I love the Butterball Thanksgiving style roasted turkey, I like that because it's turkey. And what I mean by that is, like, a lot of turkey breast that's processed is like cut up and melded back together, so it's actually more dense than actual turkey. The turkey that comes off the breast is like, you can shred it almost, so it's a little bit more easy to chew, believe it or not. So of course my mouth is hurting, so I do one turkey roll up. They were cut really thick, and it's good turkey. I'm not trying to complain, obviously, but it just hurt my mouth. So I had one slice and I was done. I was like, what did I ask him for next? Or what did I eat next? Did I get a protein shake? I can't remember. But then afterwards I was like, can I just have 2 cookies? Yesterday I was eating carbs. I told you guys I'm eating carbs like every other day, or a day and then skip 2 days and then one. Actually, I'm eating carbs on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. So I eat carbs on Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. So because it was Wednesday, it was carb day, I had the gluten-free English muffin for breakfast. Or brunch, lunch, dinner, whatever. Because technically I had blueberries before I left. So, yeah. And I got sugar-free chocolate chip cookies from Walmart. Now, they're not gluten-free and they're not keto. They're just sugar-free. But they're really good. They're sort of like a soft baked cookie. So I was able to like pick off pieces and eat it without a lot of textural issues. I know this is going to sound crazy because it's my favorite food, but ice cream, spot on. I wanted to make pudding and the milk was bad. We don't know how the milk got bad. Jim was like, unless they, you know, sometimes the store doesn't handle it right. And I know I could have taken it back, but it's just like, forget it, you know, at this point. So we have to get milk so I can make pudding, because pudding also, spot on. I went to eat strawberries the other day and they hurt, so then I ended up making sliced strawberries. I think I'm gonna macerate them, do my little jelly compote, but we're gonna get some blueberries today, I think. Try, fingers crossed. I'm not sure if we're even gonna go out, but if we do, milk, blueberries, maybe something to make for dinner. So that's where we're at. I got a P.O. box. I don't know the number. Jimmy went yesterday to get the key. Actually, he went the day before yesterday to get the key. And, well, he was supposed to go the day before yesterday, Monday, to get the key. And he ended up getting distracted by other errands. Basically, Tuesday, Julie was here and she was like, I need a heater, a space heater. Can we pick up a space heater? She's like, I'll order it from Walmart. I was like, we told you we would get you one if you needed it. You said, wait till I get there. We waited till you got here and now you need it. That's fine. We can buy it for you. It was in our budget to buy one. So we actually found one under budget, which was really nice. So we went to Menards. I ordered from Menards for him to pick up. So I said, go to the post office. The post office comes before CVS from his job, and then CVS, and then Menards is up the street. And I was like, forget about Kohl's and Starbucks, you know, just do these things if he could. And he's like, sure. So he just skipped over the post office that first day on Tuesday. Actually, he skipped over it on Monday too. Yeah, I don't remember what happened on Monday. Well, Monday he just had forgotten. I was like, did you stop? And he's like, I forgot. And then Tuesday he skipped right over. And I was like, you know, you have to do this because we put it in your name. Like, we're both users in it. Like, so you look at it, but it was like, it's on his bank card. It's in his name. So I was like, you're the one who has to go and do it because it's in your name. At this point, I can't even do it myself if I felt like I could travel into the post office. So he's like, no, I know, I keep forgetting. So then he went yesterday and he's like, they need paperwork. And I was like, what paperwork? She's like, they sent it in an email. I was like, did you show her the email? He's like, yeah, she didn't want to see the email. She needs to keep the paperwork. So basically I had to print the email. The email had like the reservation number and the payment and stuff like that. The only thing that really sucks about it is because I rented it like on October 31st or October 30th. Yeah, it was October 30th because I asked him if he could try to get to the post. Or maybe it was even Friday. I might have done it Friday. But basically we like missed 5 whole days of actually having this P.O. box. So this afternoon he took the paperwork and he's finally going to stop. Not finally, I didn't mean it like that, but he's going to stop and we're finally going to get a P.O. box number. So cross your fingers. By the time you're watching this video, there'll be a P.O. box listed in the description box down below. So nobody will have to feel uncomfortable asking me for my address anymore, ever again. So, yeah. Yay. What else? What else? We did rent the smallest one. It was relatively inexpensive. It was a lot less money than I thought it was. I was under the impression it was like $40 a month. But what I didn't realize is depending on the size of the box. And with today's technology, and you guys know I love technology, you can sign up for when there's actually mail in your box for a text message. So I was like, well, the post office is between the house and Jim's job. And if we get text messages saying when there's stuff in there, he can always just stop on the way home. Just run in, grab it, and go. So we ended up getting the smallest one, which is fine because even if you get packages and stuff, what they do is like give you the key and tell you there's a package in the package box, blah, 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 whatever. So, that is like so excited. Like it only took, I don't know how many years have I had YouTube that I've been wanting to get a P.O. box. And it just wasn't financially, because I got this job to help out my family financially, and it just wasn't financially viable for a long time. And it's not that it is right now either, but I definitely, I definitely had more people reaching out to me to just want to send me like cards and letters, and people asking me if I had a P.O. box specifically. So that's why we went ahead and I researched it, and I should have researched it earlier because it ended up being about 10 times less than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be about $30 a month, and it ended up being only about $118 for the year. So it ended up being about $10 a month, which I thought was pretty good. Let's see. Am I forgetting anything else? P.O. box. Ate dinner, ate the cookies. What did I do after? What did I do after? I felt like I was doing something. I was hanging out with Julie. I was hanging out on the couch. We were watching the birds. Talking to Mom. I can't think of anything else. So, yeah, I can't think of what else I was gonna say. But I guess that's it then. That was the story of my day. If you're interested in a quick medical update, there isn't much. I got my eye shots yesterday. Doctor said my port is great. I have appointments all over the schedule next week. Oh, there is one update. I talked to the radiation oncologist, and they're going to hold off on making my cages until after my surgery next week. So that's a bonus. We don't have to worry about any of the cages being misformed or misshaped after the surgery. This way, it's also good because he doesn't know what the surgeon's going to do. So if the surgeon puts a plate here, will that affect how the radiation goes? Would he put a pin? And we don't know. So we will see. We will see. I think that's it. We're trying to plan staying in St. Louis because I found out yesterday, or maybe it was the day before yesterday, that we have to be there all day on Wednesday, surgery early on Thursday, and I have to stay over till Friday. So I need to get at least 2 nights of a hotel room for my sister. Aunt Sue did offer for us to stay with her, but she does live about 30 minutes from the hospital, which is so much closer than here. However, like I mentioned, Aunt Sue's not a morning person. We'd have to get up super early on Thursday to be there for the surgery. So I know we'll probably visit Wednesday night. I want to call her and see if she's available. Wednesday night is the time that she watches her shows, so we'll see if she can manage to break herself away from her Chicago stuff. I don't know if it even started yet, but I'm sure it did because it's November. I'm all over the place. I really am. It's crazy. My brain is all over the place. Oh, hi. Did I even mention that yet? I started this vlog off by telling you that I had been so tired when I came home yesterday. So I decided to go into my phone and to make the Friendmail compilation video, or one of them actually. There's probably going to be 2, maybe 3. I'm not really sure. I'm still working on it. Because I said I would do that. If I was not feeling good, I would just put up one of these Friendmail videos. Well, I was going through my phone looking at the Friendmail clips, and I found a video that I made on Monday that I didn't post because I made 2 of them on Sunday, or 3 of them on Sunday. I made 3 videos on Sunday, but one of them is the Coles haul that's not finished. So I'm like, I told you guys yesterday, I think I told you yesterday, that I uploaded a video that never went live. And if you go by, if a day goes by where you don't see a video by like 10 o'clock in the morning and you get on my community tab and you don't see a message from me saying, hey, the video is going to be late, let me know. Just reach out to me, an email or private message or whatever, just to let me know, hey, like, we didn't see a video today, you doing all right? Because even days when I'm not feeling good, I'm sure I'm going to put up a video, or I'm going to let you know, hey, I wasn't even feeling good enough to put up an old video. So definitely, if you can, that would be great. But I just found this like video that wasn't published. It was up there, it was uploaded, and it just wasn't published. And I thought maybe it was a phone error, but I realized it was a me error because I hadn't even made the thumbnail for it. And that's when I can tell the difference. If the phone has a scheduling issue, like if I schedule it for a certain time and the phone resets it back to unlisted, I can tell because I'll have my thumbnail up and everything, and the hashtags in and stuff like that. If the like the other day, it was unlisted and unmonetized and it didn't even have a thumbnail, so that was a me error. But I do have a brain scan. I do have an MRI of my brain on Tuesday because nobody ever looked at any soft tissue from my neck up. Actually, from here up. They didn't even look at my neck and soft tissue, which is weird because I have all these like lymph nodes and stuff. Like, why didn't they check these lymph nodes? I guess if they thought if they weren't in any lymph nodes next to, like they were only in the lymph nodes next to my kidney, maybe they just wouldn't be anywhere else, like under my arms or whatever. I don't know. It's weird. But that being said, we're going to get a brain scan, an MRI. Now, yesterday, was it the doctor? Was it the surgeon? I'm telling you guys, brain fog. I think it was the port surgeon. We were talking about getting an MRI of the head, and he was saying that the progression, it couldn't have been him. Who was it? It had to have been him because it wasn't anybody else. I didn't see anybody else. I don't think the eye doctor talked about it. But basically, the certain progression of the soft tissue, you know, it wouldn't really necessarily go to my brain without being, it was on the phone with the radiologist, oncologist nurse. That's what it was. Thank you, Jesus. She was saying like, typically it would go like kidney, lungs, bones, and then invade into the soft tissue. She's like, this isn't normally the kind of cancer that would get into your brain, but it is cancer that travels by blood, so there is a chance for anything. But so Julie's concerned about that, if there's anything that's making me have memory loss other than just normal brain fog. The other thing is the medication that I'm on, gabapentin, it does have that sort of side effect. So we're looking into alternatives. I don't even know, like pain-wise, do I stop the gabapentin? Can wean back off of it? Like now that I'm getting treatment on the leg, maybe the hip won't hurt as much. We'll see. So stuff to discuss with my doctor. More things to talk to my doctor about. So that being said, I'm finally finished about yesterday. And I really am grateful for each and one of you. I truly am grateful for each and every one of you. As I mentioned before, if nobody's told you that you are loved, remember that I love you. And if I'm no longer on this earthly plane, I'm taking that love with me. And hopefully you'll feel it for eternity. But you are such a blessing to me. You guys have no idea. I get all these sweet messages and I get all of this like just love poured out on me, and I do feel that I am loved. I am so grateful to have each and every one of you in my life. It has really been life-changing. It really has been. Again, I don't know how I would walk this journey without you guys. I really don't. Not gonna cry. Listen, I love you. And as always, you guys take care. God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye. Bye. Bye.